joining us today on Playing the Field. I am Maria Serrao, joined by my baseball gal, Amie Cuevas. Amie, thanks so much for being on the show today.
You know I love talking baseball any chance I get.
And I'm going to make her talk a little football a little later in the show too, so should be fun. Also, we are giving away a bobblehead today.
Everybody loves a bobblehead, so good luck to whoever gets it.
We have Angels and Dodgers. All I want to know is what has been your favorite moment from either the Dodgers or the Angels this year so far. Do you have a favorite moment? Don't tell me now. I'm going to ask you again at the end of the show. Give her some time to think about it. We'll share favorite moments, and then just email me at mariaserrao@gmail.com, and I will send you a bobblehead. Is it easy, right?
Pretty easy. You just have to pick one moment, though.
Just one moment. Halfway through the season, so anyone that you want. Okay, and in our Getting to Know You segments, both Amie and I talked to two different catchers, one from the red, one from the blue. You will meet them later. And NFL training camps are just getting started. You know, I'm excited about that. But just before they got started, the Rams went to Hawaii, and guess who went with them?
It wasn't me.
It was me. You're going to hear all about that a little later. We are at the top of the park at Dodger Stadium, and I love being up here so much. It's just, we have our little area, and it's just always fun to be up here.
Yep, it's like we're at the top of the world, and we have baseball at the same time.
Now, Dodger fans, Amie and I have a message for you. Calm down.
We are still leading the league, and by we I mean the Dodgers. They're doing all the hard work. They are leading the National League, coming off of the All-Star break, and doing their best to at least hold that spot at the top.
Yes, I am very aware that they lost 7 games in a row, and they're having a really tough time with the Brewers. Okay, we get it. But here's the kicker to me. In this division, the Padres and the Giants, who are the closest, were still up by like 5 games, 5.5 games. They had such an opportunity to really surpass the Dodgers, but they haven't done it.
And that's baseball. Like, that's what we see every year. That's why we have 162 games. So it's just kind of...
Is that why?
Maybe. I mean, 162 plus.
And, you know, the sky's not falling. Dave Roberts is not getting fired, so really stop with that, too. It drives me insane because he's doing a great job, and the players, like you said, they're playing their hearts out. Everybody wants to talk about, you know, what happened to Mookie? What's wrong with Edman? You know, Teoscar's not hitting. They're all going through it. And you know what? I would say every single year they have a slump. Every team has a slump.
And at the same time, a lot of them are dealing with injuries. This team has not been healthy at the same time since the season started.
Yeah, and I think we should talk about Shohei too, because, you know, now that Shohei is coming out as the pitcher, dual player, hitter, pitcher, he isn't hitting the 50-50 home runs like he did last year, and that's pretty much par for the course. He's got double the workload now. So in addition to really preparing as a hitter, he's preparing as a pitcher every day as well.
But even while doing that, he still broke a franchise record going into the All-Star break for the most home runs in the Dodger franchise. So he's still doing something right.
But why is it everybody still picks at this team?
You know, I wonder, do people really enjoy watching baseball?
I mean, this team, it's so heightened on the Dodgers. I don't care. Maybe the Yankees go through the same thing in New York, but Dodger fans, I mean, listen, Tyler Glasnow pitched a great game the other day, but he didn't get run support.
Right.
So then everyone says, well, maybe he's not so good. No, he's really good. He's coming back from his injury, and he's doing well. It kind of drives you crazy because everybody wants to pick apart, and got to give them a little time to settle. Can we talk about something exciting that we saw?
Yes.
Clayton Kershaw. It was very stressful, but he got his 3,000th strikeout, and we were here to watch it at Dodger Stadium, and it was like the most intense game because every time he went to throw the ball, it was like, is it a strikeout? Is it a strikeout? And there were a few that we thought were strikeouts that I'm not really sure, but.
Right. I think the crowd, probably at home, but also in the stadium, was going along that journey with him the entire way.
Yes. In fact, it's interesting because some people said, oh, it was boring. And I'm like, oh, no. I don't know how it was at home, but it was not boring being here. It was, you were just, like you said, you were living that moment with him every time. And just that feeling, and you could see it on his face afterward. He was so relieved that it was done.
Just getting to make history, it's that Moneyball moment of like, how can you not be romantic about baseball?
No, you're right. And you know what else I love too is everybody knows that when Kershaw's pitching, from the moment he got here, when he goes into the dugout in between innings, nobody speaks to him. He is completely by himself. He is stressed out of his mind. And we're going to put some shots of that up there. Actually, it's actually very funny because guys will walk by him and they don't even look at him. They just ignore him. And Freddie Freeman, for a month, leading up to the 3,000, would walk into the locker room every day and he would be like, "Hey Kersh, you're 10 away. Hey Kersh, you're what?" I love that because nobody else would even have. They wouldn't even have the nerve to do that to him. But Freddie, kudos to you.
Yeah, and even just us getting to see him kind of pacing back and forth in that 5th inning between the 6th. Is he going to go out? Is he not?
I know.
You could see the tension on him. You could feel it in the crowd. And then when he went back out in the 6th inning, it was a resounding crowd applause.
Oh, yeah. And you could even see it on Dave Roberts. It was like, okay, so is he going to let him stay in for the, is he going to let him get it? Are they going to do it on the road? Because he only needed one more at that point. Mm-hmm. So it was like, well, and you know that Dave really wanted him to get it at home because he told us that.
Well, and it's the last batter of the 6th inning on his 100th pitch, which is the farthest he'd gone this season. It was just, it was made for history.
It was. I think actually we have a little bit from that, so let's take a look.
This was such a special night all the way around. It really was. Couldn't have asked for anything more, really. It just was, it was so fun to get to be out there. And, after the 5th, thankfully I got one strikeout in the 5th, so it was only one that I needed left. And it's a little bit harder when you're actually trying to strike people out. I've never really had to do that before. It was hard. You give the White Sox credit, too. They didn't make it easy on me at all. So, it was a tough night all the way around, but what a way to end it with Freddie coming up clutch there, and just to see the fans' reaction and running back out there for the 6th and hearing that crowd roar was up there for me in special moments. It really was. So just super thankful for tonight. Super thankful for my teammates. I told my teammates, individual awards are great, but if you don't have anybody to celebrate with, it's just, it doesn't matter, And so to have that room full of guys, coaches, strength staff, training staff, front office, everybody, just really, be happy for me is just awesome. And they were in it with me, and it was an amazing night. So just a lot of gratefulness on this end for sure.
Yeah, that's always fun moments, and really to be here for those moments is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It's just one of those other baseball memories you can tuck away and look back on.
Very true. Now, Mookie Betts, I have heard more reasons why Mookie is not doing well than I think anybody else on this team. He should be in the outfield. He shouldn't be at shortstop. He lost too much weight. I mean, it goes on and on. This is when I have to turn social media off.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we should be focusing on all the hard work he's putting in. You and I see it before the
Every
games.
day.
He's taking grounders at shortstop. He is constantly working on himself to be the best version he can be out there. And that's what I focus on when I do see all of that noise on social media.
He's probably the very first person here too, because sometimes I get here really early and he's out on the field working.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and he might be the last one out on the field working before they actually break.
No, it's so true. And by the way, Miguel Rojas, I love him. Dave, please play him more. I just had to say that. Now, this year, we lost Chris Taylor and Austin Barnes. They were finally released from the Dodgers. Now, Chris Taylor is over at the Angels, and he seems to be very content there for now, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't think he really wanted to finish playing baseball, and so it just worked out. I asked him, I'm like, you didn't have to go very far. He said that was kind of the point of him going to the Angels. So he's rehabbing his shoulder, but he's doing well. And with Austin Barnes gone, that meant that we didn't have another catcher.
Right.
So enter
Dalton Rushing.
That's right. And I know you had a chance to sit down with him and learn a little bit about him. So in our first Getting to Know You segment, let's meet Dalton Rushing.
We're here catching up with Dalton Rushing. Dalton, so you signed with the Dodgers in 2022. You're from Tennessee. Had you been to California before, or what are some of your favorite things after being here?
Yeah, it's. I would probably say the weather. The weather is probably my favorite thing. Growing up in Tennessee, it was very humid. Different heat out there. Coming out here, it's summertime and it's 75 degrees. It's pretty nice. I'd only been out here once beforehand, and then in 22 I got to come out here in the fall, and then I've been out here obviously a handful of times since.
That's great to hear. So with your family, were you guys always into baseball? Did you kind of find it on your own? Or are you like more of a baseball family, a football family?
Yeah, it was probably more of a baseball family than anything. My little brother plays baseball as well. Sister tried softball. She didn't really get into it. She's now a nurse. So, but yeah, it was always probably baseball over football. I played football growing up. I loved it up until my junior year. It was like, all right, I need to get away from this. I need to play baseball.
When you got here, did you know any of the players already?
Yeah, I had played, getting here this year, I had played with Kasperius, I had played with Dreyer, a handful of guys on the team I had played with.
Who have you gotten closest to since you've come up?
Oh, that's, I don't know, it's a tricky question. I feel like Ben Kasperius, we have a good relationship. Jack Dreyer, we have a really good relationship. Will and I have a good relationship. We can talk just about anything baseball related and be on the same page.
When you're not playing, like what kind of teammate are you in the dugout? Are you more of like an observer? Are you a hype guy? Are you a snack guy?
I'd probably say it's a mix between observer and hype guy. I like to, like, if I'm not on the field, this game will tear you down, man. It's so tough. But the more spirit, the more life you can put into any of these players that are doing it every single day, whether it's going great, going bad, whatever it is, the more spirit you can put into them, it kind of gives them a little boost of, I guess you could say, confidence. And whatever way I can do that from the bench is what I would like to do, to just obviously see the best version of themselves.
Mm-hmm. It looks like you guys have a lot of fun in the dugout, especially like pregame. You guys have all your handshakes. Do you know a lot of those? Do you have your own so far?
I have a handful. I haven't mastered a ton with a lot of guys, but it's like a lot of basic handshakes. I have a couple in particular, but it's just fun and games. Keep the game fun, really, more than anything.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see. You've also had a lot of firsts, obviously, coming up. So your first home run, who has that? Who has that baseball?
My mom has that baseball, actually, and she's got a wall at home. She puts all the baseballs on, trophies, since we were 8-9 years old. It'll be a big piece of that wall, and obviously it meant a lot to her.
Yeah. As you were coming around the bases, did you do any of those celebrations? Like, did you do like the Shohei cologne or any of the?
You do like the hand wave to the bullpen, hand wave to the dugout, the Shohei cologne. That's just standard if you hit a home run. I didn't do anything in particular that I do as a player. Mm-hmm. I really just touch home plate, tap hands, let's go. It was a different first home run, but it's still the first home run.
Right. And with that, do you like remember it all, or was it a blur as it was kind of happening in the moment?
No, I remember it. Like I said, if it was big situation, big moment in the game, then probably would have been a little blurry. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, yeah, I remember it all. I remember the moment. I remember the situation, everything in between.
That sunflower seed, that first shower.
Yeah, first sunflower seed shower.
So what's it like having the fans cheer for you at Dodger Stadium?
It's nice. It's support. You're going to get some of the best support, I guess you could say, in all of baseball here. The fans are passionate. Fans want to see the Dodgers win. Every night we go out there. You can take that from a pressure standpoint, or you can take that from a boost of confidence, like I said earlier. Having passionate fans is a blessing that not a lot of people get to see. So, it means a lot running out there the days that I'm on the field, and even the days that I'm in the dugout. It means a lot to be able to see it firsthand.
Were you surprised that so many people knew so much about you and had been following your career for so long?
Yeah, it surprises you a little bit. You're like, wow, these guys have been watching since you were in Tulsa, Oklahoma City, trying to see what they can look forward to. And it's one of those things that you just want to go out there as a player and show them the cool moments, show them how much you work as a player, and make sure they understand how much you care about Dodger baseball.
Okay, we're going to pivot now and go down the 5 freeway to the Angels and bring you a little bit of news. Now, Ron Washington, the manager, he had some health issues this year, so he is unfortunately going to be gone for the rest of the season. I have to say that I learned so much from him in spring training, and these are the moments that I really value as a reporter because he's been doing this for so many years, and he's old school, which I also love. And so thank you, Ron, for everything that you have been teaching me about baseball. Now, the bench coach has taken over Ray Montgomery, but the rumors about who might take over next season have been very exciting to me personally. Torrey Hunter
Okay.
and Albert Pujols. Both would be fantastic. Albert has a little bit more experience because he has been working in the Dominican. But Torrey Hunter,
He's your favorite.
that energy, he is my favorite, he is. But that energy that Torrey has with people in general, I was going to say younger players, but I mean, Mike Trout loves him. He taught Mike so much, and he would be so fantastic. I don't know if they would actually hire him to do this, but
I don't think they can lose either way.
Oh.
Like, both are win-win situations.
win. And so I guess we're going to have to wait to find out, but it's interesting to me that the names are already out there circulating.
Well, you want players to have a player's manager, somebody that they can learn from, just like Ron Washington. You hear
Yes.
all the stuff that players say that's glowing about him. So hopefully they can get somebody in that spot that will do the same thing for them.
You know, I really hope so, because the thing about the Angels the last many years is either they start off great and then they kind of stumble through the season, but this year they've had so many really good second-year players that are really moving up at a very quick pace, but then they're still hovering around 500, and then they don't make the playoffs because they are in a very tough division with Houston and Seattle. So no excuses, but they've got to find a way to get over that hump.
Right.
And they haven't been able to do that. So it's really frustrating if you're an Angels fan.
If they could just get a little bit more of that cohesion, like you mentioned, some of
Yes.
the players clicking all together, get some consistent management in there,
Yes.
I think they have a better shot.
I think so too. And you know, Mike Trout, he's been playing again. He's doing really well, and he is just 5 homers away from 400 home runs, which is a huge milestone.
There's so many milestones this season. It's almost
lot.
like you've got to keep marking them off on your baseball calendar of what's going on.
I know so many people that I know have said, well, I wonder when he's going to hit 400. I'm going to have to go to the stadium all the time, you know, because you want to see those moments, you know, you want to be there for them. So we will see what happens. But so frustrating. Please don't be a seller, Perry Manassian, because I want to see this team stick together. You know, I want to see how they're going to continue to really grow. And boy, with Albert or Torrey, I just believe that they could be huge difference makers. Now, I had a chance last week to catch up with Logan O'Hoppe, who has been their catcher, and I learned so much about Logan, including the fact that he's an East Coast guy, and he grew up right outside of New York City. So I was like, well, was he the guy that spent a lot of time in New York City, or did he not? And then I found out that he is a Wicked fan. He has been to Broadway to see Wicked many, many, many times. So he is a New York City guy at heart. And here is more with Logan O'Hoppe. We are catching up today with Logan O'Hoppe. Logan, thank you so much for doing this today. And in reading about you, a couple of things I kind of wanted to bring up. You're an East Coast guy. Mm-hmm. I know that you're from Islip, New York. Is that right? West Islip?
I was born in West Islip, yes.
Okay.
Live in Sayville now.
Okay.
But that gets it mixed up a lot of the time.
Okay. And then do you go into the city a lot? You're like a city kid?
I do go into the city a lot in the off season, yes.
Okay. I know that you are a big fan of Broadway, at least one show. Did you spend time seeing other shows as well growing up?
I can remember going to 1 or 2 other ones, but it was mainly Wicked as the obvious one. I feel like that's come about the past couple of weeks. But yeah, I get to the city a good bit.
That's good. And growing up, I know you were a Yankee fan, mm-hmm. and I read that one day you were at a game and you caught the baseball, and mm-hmm. it was the other team, and mm-hmm. you did what you should have done.
throw the baseball bat. Tell me about that.
Yeah, you have to. It was right before the draft, and it was a crazy moment. I think it was early in the game, like the first or second inning, and yeah, ball went up and blacked out from there, and it was the first time my phone blew up like that at a game. I don't remember watching the rest of the game because I was just answering a bunch of texts, but it was a cool moment I won't forget.
You know, it's so funny to me. The first time I ever saw that was at Giant Stadium, and I was like, wait, did they just throw the ball back? I'm like, you got to do that if you're a true fan, that's for sure.
You do.
So, Yankee fan, does that mean also either Giants fan or Jets fan?
You know what? I don't even follow football. Like, I watch more college football than I do the NFL, so probably for good reason, not being a Giant or Jet fan the past couple
This
of years.
is very true.
But yeah, I'm not a huge football guy.
Okay, so second full year here with the Angels, how does it really change from year 1 to year 2 for you?
They're all so different. The first year in 23, I was hurt, and then last year was my first year where I was happy to stay healthy the whole year.
Yes.
So it's been really different. It's really hard to compare all of them because being hurt's so different than it was last year for the first time, and then this year it's different than, I mean, you got a year under your belt, so you have more experience. So I don't have a definitive answer for you.
Did you spend a lot of time in California prior to being here?
No, like barely at all. My first time in LA was for the Futures game in 22, actually, and I can't really remember any other time before that. Maybe when I was much younger, but that's really it.
What was your first impression being here?
It was pretty on par to what I expected, to be honest. I can't describe what that's like to you, but just much different than the East Coast.
Much different.
Much different.
Yes. I
Way
mean,
different.
when you think about the two, that's why I was asking you about the city. It's just, I love New York City. It's great. It's the best. But it's very laid back, very different. People are different here.
A lot of I'm sorry's here. A lot of people doing the speed limit on the road, no honking. So I'm still working on adjusting to it, to be honest with you.
You know, this team is very young, but it's been coming together, especially we've really seen that kind of work this year. Who did you sort of bond with, do you think, in this locker room?
The one that's pretty obvious is Travis. He's helped me so much on and off the field, and really grateful we have him. But I will say, everyone in this clubhouse, there are no cliques in here. There isn't one group over here that doesn't talk to the next. Everyone's a pretty tight-knit group, and we all enjoy each other's company. And if there's a problem, then we'll talk about it and hash it out. And if there's something good to be said, we'll say it. So I really enjoy coming to this room every day.
You know, it's always so fun for us to sit down and get to know players because you know the Freddie Freemans and the Mookie Betts, but it is fun to sit down and find out that Logan O'Hoppe was a Wicked fan, right?
That kind of blew my mind, but also just getting to see them grow as you get to know them once you get these personal bits.
So true. Okay, now football, in case you haven't noticed, is in the air. And before they go to training camp, they have mini camps, which was like a month ago, and the Rams decided to do their mini camp in Maui, Hawaii.
Why did they go to Maui?
So a couple of years ago, after the fires in Lahaina, you know, we have such a connection with fires, unfortunately, but we do. And the Rams decided they wanted to try to help, and they built a relationship with Maui, with the governor, with the mayors, and they had done another camp there prior. So this year, they decided they were going to take their mini camp to Maui, and really, it's an opportunity to meet the locals, to be supportive, and that's what the Rams are about. Like, when they are not on the field, they're either on the field or off the field to really help out those in need, which is, I mean, I love this team. I swear to gosh, their marketing department works 52 weeks a year. Maybe 51. I think they gave them a week off this year. So I decided to go with them to Maui. We did it was so much fun. It was an action-packed 3 days, but we did a camp with a girls flag football team, and all the players helped out. A lot of the rookies went to Lahaina to start building houses, so they helped out that way. They partnered with another group and gave new lockers to the football team at one of the high schools. I mean, there was so much goodwill going on there, and unfortunately, I learned from the locals, this was just such a tough story for me, that 20% of their the people that come there for vacations, they have not been back. and a lot of them come from California.
Interesting.
Yes, so all of the people that go there for vacation, please go back. It's still just as beautiful as you remember it. And I mean, I had an opportunity to see that close up. I mean, have you been to Hawaii?
Only once, and not probably for about the same time you were there.
But it's so beautiful. I mean, it's something that until you go there, you don't know what it is until you can actually see it with your own two eyes. And then I know so many people that go back every year, and maybe they haven't been back in a while. So please go back to Maui. It's amazing. And here are some of my sights and sounds from Maui.
First off, I just think, on behalf of, the Los Angeles Rams, we want to thank Hawaii Tourism Authority, Governor Josh Green and Senator DeCoite for having us here and this opportunity to come out here and have a Maui mini camp. Really special. I didn't get to do this as a player, but just getting to watch these guys, their enjoyment, really honestly, the opportunity to kind of be in here in Maui and be a part of this community. You realize how special the people are, how special this culture is here. Just you just relax for a minute and realize the love and the energy and the way you can feel it here is very unique. So it's a really cool opportunity for us to be here and have a week, really as an organization, to just kind of bond and feel a little bit of being a part of this community.
I think it's something that we all can relate to. It's something like being able to understand and have that empathy of like, this is a similar situation to what we were in, and I wasn't directly impacted by the fires, but to know of the support that you want to give to those people who are going through that issue, and to see how it can change and bring a community closer together in that time. And I think our team has felt that, and be able to come back and give back to these kids and see a smile on their face and to make sure they have a good time is something that I always want to be a part of. And I know our team, and especially the Rams organization, being able to come back here. They said last night at the luau that they've been doing camps and tours here, or camps here, since 1973. And I'm glad I was able to be a part of the first time we've come back in a little while. So hopefully mini camps here every year.
I think really it's just, it's about connection and being able to get some time. It's cool to be able to, really for me, meet a lot of these guys' families that maybe I haven't met quite yet, or see their wives or girlfriends or their kids. And so that's been a really cool thing so far. And then you get a chance to, do some stuff with the community. I know my wife and some of the other wives were doing some things that's probably going on right now back over at the hotel. You get a chance, we'll have a kids camp later today. So this is about being able to get some good quality time with each other, and then being able to use the platform that we're blessed with to be able to give back to a community that went through some similar things that we can all understand and kind of empathize with, and you see how excited they are to see our players, and that's fun.
To have the presence of Hawaii in SoFi Stadium and throughout the media in Los Angeles is huge for Hawaii. But when the Rams were doing some of the games last year and they were wearing the Maui Strong shirts during their practice, I mean, it really brought tears to the people in Hawaii that knew that the Rams care. So this is just an extension of, hopefully a potentially longer relationship.
Yeah, so the shirts they put up said Malama Maui, and they made the LA into their logo, the LA Rams, so it said Malama is to care for here. So they said, care for Maui, Malama Maui, and they raised over $260,000. And then along with 11 other professional organizations in Los Angeles, they raised an additional $450,000. All that was donated eventually to Maui. So we're just so grateful.
All right, that will do it for today's show, Amie. It's always so much fun to have you here.
I love getting to talk baseball and learning a little bit more about football.
I'm going to have to get her in the studio really soon, too. That's for sure. Okay, remember, we are giving away a bobblehead. I'm not going to tell you whether it's Angels or Dodgers, because you are going to tell me what your favorite moment has been from the season so far. First half is done. Okay, Amie, what has been your first favorite moment from the season so far?
I am a Kike Hernandez fan, and getting to see him pitch, I know position players pitching is not
so
everybody's
good.
favorite, but him on the mound with that pitching helmet, telling everybody about safety first, that's probably one of my most memorable moments so far.
Okay, remember, it is Maria Serrao at gmail.com. Send me your favorite moment, and I will send you the bobblehead. And remember, you can watch us 24/7 at playingthefieldtv.com. That'll do it for today's show. Next time you will see me in football training camps all over Southern California. I'm Maria Serrao with Amie Cuevas, and we will see you next time.